Good morning again, guys. Friday morning, and for me, it's about 10:30. So, uh, got an interesting email from one of y'all today. Robert Winslow sent me this, and it was on basically telling farmers not to pay or not to plant. Okay. Now, I went and watched the video he recommended, and I'm going to link it below. All right. So, from a channel called Silver Report Uncut. And what he talks about in here is the Conservation Reserve Program. Now, this is an actual program. If you go watch Silver Report Uncut, what he's talking about is legit. Okay, so no question there. I'm not saying it's not. This isn't anything new. This all was started in the Reagan era. I mean, Reagan signed the CRP in 1985. So paying farmers not to plant is one thing, but it ties into a couple other things that I've seen over the past couple of days. And this is, again, y'all saw my video this morning on the gardens, and this is what I'm telling you is why you got to do it. Because, we go into this. If the government is paying farmers not to plant, or I take it back, to plant, but to destroy the crops, when we are at the same time as we have food shortages, and anybody can say, oh, there's no food shortages, and I will point you to the freeze in Texas and the wheat, and I will point you to the derecho in the Midwest last year and the price of corn, okay? And if you want to go look at the futures prices, you can go see how those are going up, okay? And again, supply and demand, okay? Prices go up when supply goes down. That's exactly where we are. Now, this is where it gets interesting. We all remember, the world's greatest idiot, John Kerry, and his goal to eliminate carbon dioxide by 2030, okay, which, moron doesn't realize that plants breathe carbon dioxide and plants exhale, if you will, oxygen, which, we breathe, okay? Oxygen isn't created in a lab, or you can't go buy it in a grocery store like AOC thinks, okay? So we kind of need plants. It's kind of important for our survival. But, John Kerry thinks we need to be at zero carbon dioxide. Now, this is where it starts to get real interesting, and these are going to freak you out, because it did me when I read the stories the other day. Now, we all know when we're growing at home, the least amount of chemicals that we can use, trying to grow as healthy a food as possible, okay? Now, I've mentioned to you guys before, some seed companies will say, oh, their seeds are non-GMO, when they put it on your little seed packet, okay? And that's just bullshit advertising, because none of the seeds that you buy in Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, Burpee.com, wherever the hell you're getting them from, are ever going to be GMO, all right? GMO seeds are sold specifically by the seed producer to farmers, and farmers have to sign a contract that says they will not save seed from their corn. For example, they buy corn from Pioneer and it's GMO seed. They say they have to sign a contract saying they will not save seed. They will only grow what they have, and then they will buy seed again. Okay, so there's the first thing. But here's the catch on all this GMO food that you're getting from the grocery stores that you would love to know. Well, let's see. What they use for fertilizer for it is sewer sludge, okay? Growth hormones, antibiotics, hospital bio-waste, synthetic pesticides, and Roundup, And if anybody on this channel can tell me you haven't seen one of these commercials for the lawyers saying, Roundup has shown to cause cancer, yada, 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 call us, we'll, get your settlement or whatever it was. So that's the stuff that is being used to grow this GMO food, okay? Now, this is where it gets even more interesting. And for those of you in Wisconsin, you might want to listen up to this one. Now, we all know what happens at the end of our life. We die, okay? And there's one of two ways to dispose your body. You're either put in a box and buried, okay, or you're cremated. Well, there's now a new way to cremate people, and it's called liquid cremation. And what they do is put your body in literally a vat of chemicals, okay? And the flesh and the organs and everything like that dissolve, and you're left with a pile of bones. That's it, okay? Now here's the catch, okay? Wisconsin is passing a law to liquefy the dead, flush the people into the sewers, and then use us as fertilizer for the plants, okay? Soylent Green, anyone? Okay. This isn't BS. The Wisconsin Senate has approved a bill that allows for dead bodies to be dissolved in a chemical bath, disposed of, basically like sewage, okay, and then spread over food crops as a biosludge fertilizer. Now, if all this hasn't convinced anybody or everybody to start planting your own food, I don't know what else I can tell you. This is the crap going on. The government's paying farmers not to grow food or to destroy the food they have, so it just makes it more expensive for you. The idiot John Kerry wants to get rid of all plant life in the world, okay, in 9 years. We don't even want to talk about what the other, great morons of the 21st century, like AOC or Greta Thunberg or, Joe Biden, are thinking. But of course, they all would agree this is a great thing. Let's get rid of oxygen. Oxygen is, just harmful to everybody. So, but then on top of it, then you find out that the food that you are getting from the grocery store is laced with chemicals and antibiotics and cancer-causing agents and all this sort of stuff. But that's good for you, right? Okay, because, this is it. And, what we need to use as fertilizer is Grandma, who died last month. We buried her bones, but the rest of her we used to fertilize the corn, okay? That's what's going on, guys, okay? This is getting crazy. And, he who controls the food controls the people, okay? So now, I'm going to say this for the 12 millionth time. Please, 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 please control your own food supply. Somehow, some way, somewhere, stop relying on the grocery stores. I'd almost say, depending on the farmers, stop relying on the farm markets or, the farmers markets, because if they're using all this crap, this is what you're putting into your body. We don't want to put the jab into our body, but we're perfectly willing to put the residuals of, glyphosates and Roundup and antibiotics and all this sort of crap in there. What are they going to do next? Okay. I mean, are they going to start fertilizing the bean crop with the leftovers from Pfizer and Moderna? I don't know. I mean, that's way out there, but it wouldn't surprise me one bit if somebody didn't come up with that idea. So, but yeah, the next time you go to a funeral home, ask what they're doing with the body when it's done. And please don't find out that it's going over to Monsanto to fertilize the fields. Grow your own food, guys. It's really, really important if you want to stay alive, because you need the food, you need the vitamins, and you need the oxygen. All the things that Washington isn't smart enough to figure out. Have a good rest of your day. Pinball out.